The cave mouth loomed before us. A dark, gaping maw promising shelter, but also the unknown. Behind us, the forest floor trembled with the heavy, rhythmic thud of the Vorlag. Its guttural roars echoed through the trees, each one a promise of a swift, brutal end. The Guardian, his face grim, gestured frantically. "In here, quickly." We didn't need telling twice. One by one, we scrambled into the darkness, the cold, damp air of the cave instantly chilling us to the bone. The sounds of the pursuing beast faded, replaced by the dripping of water and the frantic beat of our own hearts. The Guardian ignited a crystal he held, and a soft, warm light pushed back the oppressive blackness. We were in a network of tunnels, a labyrinth stretching into the earth. The air was thick with the smell of damp stone and something else, something ancient and earthy. He led the way, his steps sure and practiced while we followed, a small, terrified huddle of children far from home. The passage twisted and turned, sometimes opening into vast caverns where stalactites hung like the teeth of some great, sleeping beast, and other times narrowing so much we had to squeeze through sideways. Hours bled into one another. Exhaustion was a heavy cloak draped over our shoulders. We stopped to rest in a small, dry chamber. The Guardian shared what little food he had, a few dried fruits and some hard bread. It wasn't much, but it felt like a feast. Sophie, the youngest of our group, was quiet, her wide eyes darting into every shadow. I tried to reassure her. "We're safe now. The Guardian knows the way." She just nodded, clutching the small wooden bird I'd carved for her days ago. It felt like a lifetime ago. We pressed on. The tunnels became a confusing maze. At one point, we had to cross a narrow ledge over a chasm, so deep the Guardian's light couldn't find the bottom. The silence down there was a heavy, waiting thing. It was during one of these tense moments, or navigating a particularly tight squeeze, that the unthinkable happened. We emerged into a wider passage, catching our breath, only to realize someone was missing. Sophie. Panic seized us. Her name echoed down the tunnels as we called out, each cry swallowed by the immense, indifferent stone. The Guardian's face was a mask of controlled fear. "Stay here," he commanded, his voice tight. "Don't move from this spot." He plunged back into the narrow passage we'd just left, his light quickly disappearing. We were left in near darkness, huddled together, listening. The silence was worse than the Vorlag's roars. It was filled with our worst fears. Where was she? Did she fall? Did something else get her? Meanwhile, Sophie was lost, but not alone. She had taken a wrong turn, a small, inviting side tunnel that she thought was a shortcut. The passage had ended abruptly, leaving her in a small, enclosed cavern. Fear gave way to tears as she realized she was alone. But as she cried, a soft, ethereal glow began to fill the space. It pulsed gently, like a heartbeat. From the shadows, a creature emerged. It was made of light, its form constantly shifting, like a gentle flame dancing in a breeze. It had large, kind eyes that shone with a soft blue luminescence. Sophie, mesmerized, stopped crying. The creature, which she would later name Lumi, drifted closer. It made no sound, but she felt a sense of calm wash over her, a feeling of peace and safety that was utterly profound. Lumi nudged her hand gently with a tendril of light, and she felt a warmth spread through her. It then turned and floated slowly down another tunnel, looking back as if to say, "Follow me." Hesitantly, Sophie got to her feet and did just that. Back in the main tunnel, our hope was dwindling. The Guardian had returned, his face etched with despair. "I can't find her. The tunnels, they shift. It's like the mountain itself is hiding her." Just as the last of our courage began to crumble, a soft blue light appeared at the far end of the passage. It grew brighter, and then we saw them. A small figure, walking hand in hand with a being of pure, gentle light. It was Sophie, safe and sound, led by the creature she called Lumi. The reunion was a blur of relieved sobs and frantic hugs. Lumi hovered nearby, its light bathing us all in a serene glow. The Guardian stared at the creature with an expression of pure awe. "Illumina," he whispered. "I thought they were just legends. They are spirits of the mountain, protectors of the lost." Lumi dipped its head, a gesture of confirmation, and then guided us through the labyrinthine caves with an ease that felt magical. The paths it chose were clear and direct, as if the mountain itself was parting to let us pass. It led us to a vast circular chamber. In the center, on a natural stone pedestal, rested a large iridescent crystal. It hummed with a low, resonant energy that we could feel in our bones. "An echo stone," the Guardian breathed, his voice filled with a mixture of hope and dread. "This is it. This is our way home." He explained that the stone could create a doorway between worlds, a rift in reality that would take us back to our own time and place. But there was a catch. Activating it would send out a massive surge of energy, a beacon that would not only alert the Vorlag to our exact location, but draw it here with unstoppable speed. We landed in a heap, not on cold stone, but on the soft, familiar grass of the meadow behind our homes. The sun was setting, casting long, peaceful shadows. The air smelled of cut grass and evening dew. We were back. We were safe. The portal, the echo stone, the Guardian. It was all gone. There was no sign that anything had ever happened, except for the memories seared into our minds and the small wooden bird still clutched tightly in Sophie's hand. We looked at each other, no longer just children who had wandered into the woods. The Guardian starts the chant, but the echo stone responds slowly. It needs more energy. The Guardian asks the children to place their hands on the stone and focus all their hope and desire to go home into it. Lumi adds its own light, and the stone begins to glow brighter as their combined energy flows into it. As the ritual intensifies, the entire cave begins to shake violently. Dust and rocks fall from the ceiling. The Vorlag's roars become deafeningly loud, echoing from the tunnels, signaling its imminent arrival. The portal starts to form, but it's unstable, flickering and spitting energy. The Guardian struggles to maintain the chant as the ground heaves. "It's here!" The Vorlag smashes through the tunnel wall and bursts into the chamber before the portal is fully stable. It fixes its burning eyes on the children. The Guardian shouts for them to get ready and creates a desperate shimmering barrier of light to hold the monster back for a few precious seconds. Low-angle shot. The barrier visibly cracks under the Vorlag's furious assault. Close-up shot. The children watch in terror as the barrier begins to fail. Over-the-shoulder shot. The portal finally solidifies. "Go! Now!" The Guardian screams. The children scramble through. As Max, the last one, is about to jump, the Vorlag shatters the barrier and lunges. Just as the Vorlag's claws are about to grab Max, Lumi flashes with an intensely bright light, momentarily blinding and disorienting the monster. The Guardian uses the split second to shove Max through the portal, then turns to face the enraged Vorlag alone. Staff raised as the portal snaps shut behind Max. We were survivors, changed forever by the world we had left behind, and by the brave Guardian who had given everything to see us home. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures. I'll see you in the next one.